where we separate truth from fiction.
We're passionate about the hard-hitting stories that matter. Get ready to challenge your perception and discover the real world. Let's dive deep into the issues that affect our communities, revealing the untold stories and giving you a voice. No sensationalism, no bias, just raw, unadulterated truth. I am committed to delivering news without compromise. Hard facts as we know them, when we know them, and how they affect you. Every Monday through to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. This will be your most authentic news experience starting now on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. There's a reason why over 1 million people tune into Hard Facts every day.
We discuss in-depth stories with sources behind the facts.
The Lagos State High Court has
Sitting
convicted, suspended the Chicago certificate stories. Never going away, is it? Show with stories for the day.
You hear diverse voices and opinions.
And she was meeting campaign with her husband, knowing that. You should not be happy because there is nothing to happy about.
Yeah, it's quite pathetic the way the country is going.
We distinguish each story accurately with analysis.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Well, it's a brand new week welcoming you, Lagos, to a brand new show. The month is still fairly brand new. Welcome to Hard Facts. This will be your most authentic news experience, and you can get it from no other place but the nation's #1 talk news and sports radio station. And we're broadcasting live from Lagos, the economic capital of Nigeria, and also from our audiovisual studios right here in Atiku Crescent here in Victoria Island, Lagos. My name's Maryann Okon, and I'm welcoming you to the best time that you're going to have on the radio from now till 6 p.m. It promises to be the best of news, conversations, politicking, and of course, most importantly, something that you can tinker on, you know. And you'll never live here the same, because when you live here, you must have learnt something. And of course, we've given you something also, like to take home, so that after you leave these conversations, you become a different person. And I'm hoping that you'll be a better person after these conversations. Welcome to the show. As usual, on Mondays, we start off with the big weekend. Yes, looking at the stories that have made headlines all through the weekend into the brand new week. And most importantly, we bring you up to speed with those stories, allow you the honors of being part of the conversation to make sense of all of these stories, and of course, join the conversation. As usual, we're live, facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM, and you can join the conversation if you're listening to us via our website or on Nigeria Info's mobile application. That way you can join the conversation if you're outside of the country via Skype or Nigeria Info FM. Let's take a look at the big stories for today, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the big weekend.
The big weekend.
All right, these are the big stories for this week and into the new week that we've started. Lagos-Calabar Highway red flag. Tinubu's personal business, says Atiku. We'll get into that one in detail. Next story here says Lagos to remove 100 shanties under Adeniji Adele Bridge. And of course, there's also a demolition that's going on. I have a video that I'm going to play for you because Mr. Wahab Shitu did have a meeting with certain persons in areas where they say there's a right of way that they're trying to create. And what they're doing is to make sure that all those buildings that have clogged that right of way would be demolished. But they're not totally tearing them down. For example, if it were supposed to be a certain width and you have encroached outside of that width, they just cut it off to maintain the normal statutory width that building is supposed to have. But he said all of this in that video, and I'm going to play it for you and then allow you to make sense of it and talk about it. Now, if you are a victim of one of those demolitions that's going on in some parts of Lagos, you probably want to listen into the conversation. And then finally, of course, the biggest story is it's gotten Nigerians to really comment continuously and put their feet down to say, no, this cannot happen. Do you remember that audio that I played some time ago about people who want to do certain things in our country? If we are able to ask them if we can do the same in their country, and if the answer is no, then why are we letting them do it in our country? But I'm not going to be the one telling you what to do. But the NNPP, the Northern Elders Forum, and several other people have cautioned Mr. President against military pacts with the United States and France. I will give you some background into all of these stories. That way you and I can join the conversation. Okay, let me start with, of course, the situation in Lagos. Yeah, we start from home first because it's important that we get up to speed with what the Environment Commissioner is doing. Well, Lagos is to remove 100 shanties under the Adeniji Adele Bridge today. It starts today. Remember last week, the very interesting landlord that is at large right now, who was able to collect 250,000 naira each from these occupants. 80 apartments. 80. The guy has cashed out. But today we hear that 100 more are going to be brought down in Adeniji. So with the Lagos State government has said that it would remove over 100 shanties at the Adeniji Adele under bridge from today. They're saying also that the government will undertake enforcement action to remove these shanties from this morning. In fact, the removal is coming after the expiration of a 48-hour removal notice served on all occupants of the shanties to move with their belongings. Mr. Wahab stated this, saying that operatives of the Kick Against Indiscipline and officials of the Monitoring, Enforcement and Compliance Department of the ministry will be given security backup to conduct this operation. In fact, the exercise, according to him, is part of a commitment of the state government to reclaim all ungoverned spaces that dots the Lagos landscape. Interesting. I'm going to play that video in a bit, but let's move away from that. Let me give you details of all of these stories, and then I will play you that video and allow you to join the conversation. Lagos-Calabar Highway red flag, Tinubu's personal business. Well, Atiku Abubakar, former vice president of the country, has been on this particular issue of how procurement took place, how the contract was awarded. He's raised eyebrows on this issue. Many people have also attacked him to say, well, he probably did have interest, and because his interest was not served, that's why he's doing this. There are others who are saying, well, he's playing opposition because you guys want opposition, right? He's playing the opposition. He has a right to ask questions. Anyway, the People's Democratic Party presidential candidate for 2023, Atiku Abubakar, has condemned the lack of proper notification as regards the demolition of properties in Onuru corridor, including parts of Lagos State's landmark, as well as tourist and recreational attractions, in order to make way for the coastal highway. In fact, according to Atiku, the Tinubu-led government's bad choice regarding the Lagos-Calabar Highway is one of the major reasons behind Nigeria's continuous failure to draw foreign investment. He also claimed in a statement issued on Sunday by his media aide Paul Ibe that President Bola Tinubu and Gilbert Shogri, the owner of High-Tech, that's the contractor in charge of the highway project, are the only reasons why the coastal highway project is moving more quickly. He added that the contract was granted in violation of procurement regulations. He further highlighted the involvement of President Tinubu's son and his associates on the board of companies belonging to Gilbert Shogari. He says that this presents a clear conflict of interest. He stated again, the fact the President Bola Tinubu's son and his surrogates are on the board of companies owned by Gilbert Shogari constitutes a conflict of interest. The former vice president here, noting that Tinubu's son, Sheyi, is a director of the board of CDK Integrated Industries, a subsidiary of Shogari Group, which manufactures ceramic tiles and sanitary towels. It's a long read, but questions will follow. And finally, the bigger one that everyone's concerned about, boots on the ground. Really? Do we need American and French boots on Nigerian soil? That's a question that you need to answer. Well, the NNPP, the New Nigerian People's Party, even the Nigeria Elders Forum has warned President Tinubu against military pacts with the United States and France. In fact, the NNPP yesterday told President Bola Tinubu to tread with maximum caution over an alleged signing of the defense pact with the French government or United States. In fact, the NNPP National Publicity Secretary Ladipo Johnson, who raised the alarm over the pact, said it would have disastrous implications for Nigeria's internal peace as well as her relationship with neighboring countries, especially those in the Sahel region. I will be having this conversation this Thursday. I have a friend of mine who's going to join us. He's an activist, and he's from the Democratic Republic of Congo. We'll be talking about this boots on the ground or no boots on the ground and the conspiracy theories that surround it and the fears and why Nigerians should say yes or no to this pact. Having said that, let's look at the questions that need to be answered. On the NNPP story with the Nigeria Elders Forum, why is the West bringing its military bases here? Why now? Why Nigeria? And you as a Nigerian, would you be open to the US and France citing their military bases here? Is that something you would applaud? All right. And for the Lagos situation, talk to me about it. What do you think about the demolitions that are going on? And then, is there really a cause for concern on the issues raised by Atiku, or is it mere politicking? Let's talk. 0700 993 993 993. That's the number for all of you to call. But for the ladies, 0201 465 7190 if you are a lady. And you can join the conversation via Skype if you're calling from outside of the country. That's Nigeria Info FM on Skype. But you can join the conversation on our live feed. Please post your comments on facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM or on our live stream on YouTube. That's Nigeria Info FM on YouTube. I'd like to hear from you. Also on WhatsApp, on X, use the hashtag HardFacts because I want you to be part of the conversation. So Lagos, it's the big weekend and I want to hear your thoughts. Don't worry, Wahab's video will be coming up after I take a few of your thoughts. Hello, welcome.
Good morning. Oh, good afternoon.
You didn't enjoy it. You don't even know it's afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Make I enjoy my small life. Now, Malik.
All right, Malik, go ahead, please.
Maryann, my problem is that the government itself did not ask us a question. In Mali, where the America has a base, what's going on there? In Chad, that they had a base, what's going on there? I don't know if you understand me.
I'm listening.
Even the French government itself, all the countries they colonized, those countries. Example, Congo. With all the mineral resources in Congo, with the French base there, is there peace in Congo? But yeah, my problem is that our government does not care about the people. That is why if they kill 100 Nigerians, they'll say, oh, it was just only 100 that died. So why would they care about us? You don't care?
Oh, Malik, I'm so sorry. I'm guessing that your airtime ran out or it was just a network problem. Thank you, Malik, for joining us. Let's take a few more calls. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
This is Obi calling from Ikeja.
Hi, Obi.
How are you today, Maryann?
I'm fine, thank you. Can't complain.
Maryann, can you hear me? I
can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, has Nigeria finally turned to big for nothing? You know that Camry they call big for nothing? That Camry.
Yeah.
They call it. Have we finally turned to big for nothing that want to allow Americans and the French people have their decent men on ground? That is unfair. If they want to do that for us, they should give us a visa, what do you call it? on visa on ground, or how do you put this one?
Why does that even have to be a conversation in the first place? Is that what you need? Is that the biggest problem that we have right now? You want to get a visa to America to do what?
No. What I'm trying to say, if they want to do that, this is what people want now. That is more important.
I don't think that's what I want. I don't want a visa to America.
That is you, Maryann. That is you.
So when you go to America, what's there?
That is because you have lived there. A lot of those that have not gone there to go there and see too.
Is that your problem? Have you been able to eat? You want to go to America? Do you know how much it is to pay flight to go to America?
Yes, now.
Hey,
you want to go there now? You have lived there now yourself. They want us to go there.
Is the problem?
I beg now.
Obi, you are not serious. You are not serious. Please, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I have Emmanuel on the line, and I'm calling from Ekwe.
You want to go ahead, please?
As for the issue of demolition, the government should be flexible in terms of getting proper documentation. I would suggest the online stuff, when the government official, can come to inspect, and then from there, if they find it meritorious, to give you approval, they should give you approval. The process should be seamless, because one of their spokesperson once said that about 70% of houses in Lagos State, does not have proper documentation. When the process is cumbersome, people want to cut corner. And then for the issue of boots on ground of building bases in Nigeria, I won't subscribe to it, because we will be a pawn, in the chess game of the powerful nations of the world.
World powers, yeah.
Yeah, of world powers. This issue of Russia, China, and what have you. So the countries they've once have their bases, it's neither here nor there. They are also doing all those stuff, for their own personal interest. We know them with looting and so on. So I don't think it is encouraging for our country to allow them. However, the northern leaders, should be sincere, because there is hypocrisy in also what they are doing, because they are there, when the North was disintegrating, they should try and rally around, to make sure that there is peace in the North, so that it should be a collective agreement, of all Nigerians, without hypocrisy, that we don't need these people to come and solve our problem, that we can solve our problem ourselves. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate it. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Maryann Okon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My beautiful name is Emeka from Satellite.
I will not say anything. Please continue. Continue now. Hey,
they call you palliative when I complain. Leave me now.
I said nothing. Please go ahead.
You see, on the complaint of Atiku regarding the contractors for the coastal railway, is it coastal lines?
Coastal highway, yes.
Coastal highway to Calabar. If really we do have the son of Mr. President sitting on the board and other of his cronies, then of course there's what Atiku is saying needs to be thoroughly looked into. It's not just politics. It raises a lot of questions as to propriety and conflict of interest. I don't know. I know there might be some economic advantage to what is going on, but is it proper? We need to raise questions about propriety. Having the son of Mr. President sitting on the board of a company that's handling such multi-billion dollar contract.
Okay.
As for the boots on the ground for the new scramble for Africa, because for me I call it a renewed scramble for Africa. So Russia is trying to come down to Africa. French is trying to extend their base now to Nigeria. Like most callers have said.
You have 10 seconds because I have to go on a break quickly.
Where these people had their bases in the past, what was the advantage? How advantageous was it to the region? Did it stop the invasion of those marauders from the Sahel region? The answer is no. So we need to be very, very diplomatic about what we're trying to do.
All right, Emeka. Thank you very much for calling. I'm letting you go because of time. We've got to go on a break, Lagos. When we come back, we'll start off with the video of the Environment Commissioner on the demolitions that are going on in Lagos and some of the salient points that were made on that table during the meeting that he had with people representing some of those communities where these demolitions were going to take place. It's still Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Ladies and gentlemen, Football Fan Festival in Nigeria is back. It's Goal Fest 2024, featuring exhilarating games, food, comedy, live music by some of the Nigerian musician superstars, and you can watch the UEFA Champions League final on a super huge screen. Goal Fest 2024 will take place on the 1st of June at the Balmoral Convention Center, Federal Palace Hotel, Amadabella Way, Victoria Island, Lagos. Time 12 noon. Limited tickets available. Get your tickets now at www.goalfestnigeria.com or
at 267A at Timian Crescent, VI Lagos.
Goal Fest 2024 is powered by Femi and the Gang and Football Republic. Proudly refreshed by Pepsi.
Mental Sports, Mental Sports, Mental Sports. A new and unique kind of sporting event is in town. How fast and accurately can you answer a factual math question like 34 multiplied by 81 divided by 12 without a calculator, paper, or pen? Children's Day Great Mental Sports Bonanza is a fun, game, and competitive event fashioned to make youngsters in upper primary, junior, and senior secondary discover and grow their mental calculations and active memory abilities whilst having fun and winning lots of prizes and medals. Watch greatness perform live and learn new tricks from him. Lagosians, go to www.greatmentalsport.com to register. Build your mental muscles by participating in the quiz session. Participation is free. The venue will be sent via email. For sponsorship, please call 0706 085 0698 or send an email to antonio@greatmentalsports.com. Media partners Wazobia FM and Nigeria Info.
Hey ladies, you remember what happened to me last year? How can we ever forget that when 4 men proposed to you?
Yes, so Kayode, Emeka, Kingsley, and even Muhammad. In fact, I was asking God when.
Good. Now here is the gist. That dating party is coming. A large gathering of singles in Nigeria, and I believe that it is your time to meet Mr. or Mrs. Right. I said I didn't tell you. Date is Sunday,
26th of May,
2024. Time is 4 p.m. The dress code is all white. To register, visit www.intimacyclinic.org/upcoming event or call 0818-457-5377. If you are single and you want to mingle, don't just miss this for anything. It's gonna be loud. For sponsorship, call 0818-457-5377. Let's go there.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
Are you tired of all the noise and speculation in the news? On Hard Fact, we cut through the clutter and get straight to the truth.
If only Fubra has been aware of the boo-boo trap, he would have understood in democracy there are bases for everybody to do accordingly.
Join us as we bring you the stories that matter. We go beyond the headlines to uncover the real facts and the core of every story.
We are doing this, we are doing that. At the end of the day, nothing good will come out. What did they promise us? They will be in charge of security and life and whatever. But what are we getting in return?
With in-depth analysis and experts' interviews, Hard Facts delivers the truth that others dare not to reveal. Tune into Hard Facts every weekday, 3 to 6 p.m. and arm yourself with the knowledge you need to navigate today's complex world. Hard Facts, where the truth always prevails.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
And talk we shall. We're still looking at the big weekend stories for today on Hard Fact. As usual, the big stories that have made headlines on our national dailies, stories that have been talked about on social media, and the ones that are making debut on our bulletins right here in the studio. These are the stories that we're tracking this afternoon. And I did tell you, top on the agenda, obviously, is the NNPP cautioning, the NNPP and the Nigerian Northern Elders Forum cautioning Mr. President against his military pact with the United States and France. Also, the Lagos State government is about to remove 100 shanties under the Adeniji Adele Bridge. Of course, there are other demolitions that are going on across the state. Also, the Lagos-Calabar corridor highway has been bringing a lot of, concerns, which has made former Vice President Atiku Abubakar also say, look, Mr. President's son, allegedly, is part of, sits on the board of one of the companies that, in fact, the company that's in charge of that construction, who we hear is headed by a very good friend of Mr. President. And he's saying that this is, this amounts to, a conflict of interest of sorts. And he's saying, look, the way and manner in which this particular contract has just started and the speed at which it's going without due process being undertaken is a cause for concern. But I'm asking you, what are your thoughts? And in keeping with the issue with, the United States and France, I asked a very important question earlier on, and I'm going to ask it again. Why is Nigeria all of a sudden an interest for the West? Why are they bringing their military bases here? If we've said no before, why now? Again, would you be open to the US and France citing their military bases here? And do you remember that question that the young activist asked us some time ago? Well, if you don't remember, let me remind you. And then we're going to Mr. Wahab Shitu's video on the demolitions, and that's something that is going to be of major interest to Lagosians, most importantly. So let's go back to that video of the young man who asked us a very pertinent question sometime last week. I'm hoping that we can answer that question now, that we're faced with this issue of the United States and, of course, France trying to cite their bases here. Is this something that you would consider as a welcome development or not? Let's take a listen.
Before these white people, before these Arabian people, before these Asian people do anything in Africa, ask them, please ask them one question. And the question is, can I do the same thing that you want to do in my country, in your country? If the answer to that question is no, please do not sign that deal. These leaders just signing deals left, right, and center without thinking. I mean, you guys just sign anything that they present to you, and they end up messing this continent. What is wrong with you people? Do you really care about Africa and about African people?
So there's a big question with a question mark there. But let's go to Mr. Wahab Shitu and what he had to say about the demolitions. Take a listen. I need you to pay attention to every single thing before you start talking.
Assembly representing Koshofe 1 constituency, as well as the Honorable Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, are property owners and residents of Ogudu Jota to Yanowuro End Downstream System 1 drainage channel.
Why we are here is that many of us are served contravention and demolition notice sometimes in 2021 that the right of way for System 1 go to Yalaro extension. And we had the first meeting in Koshofe. It was in 2021 also. And after then,
between 2021 and we assess everything.
Have you called for their documents?
Yes. Sorry, how many of you have documents? No, let us even start with that at this level that Honorable is here. You are his constituent. How many of you have a valid document on the land involved on this right of way? How many of you? Some is not entitled documents. It's not a precise description of your land.
You don't have consent, you don't have CFO, and you don't have building approval.
No, excuse me. Let us start with the Oga. You are the chairman of one of the estates. Yes. Surely. Yes. Do you have a valid document? What document do you have to this property you're defending? Do you have a consent? Do you have a governor's consent?
No.
Do you have a CFO?
No.
Do you have a building plan approval?
There's no.
Now, there are two things involved here. Nobody is disputing your title. No. But the right of way for this channel System 1 is what we are trying to establish. Your title, if it has a survey, if it's genuine, will reflect there's a passage here for this channel. This channel predates your title. So we are not disputing your title. We are establishing the right of way for this channel. If your title, your C of O, for instance, is 1,000 square meter, and 40 of it, or 50 of it, or even 100 square meter is on this right of way, we'll remove the 100 square meter. You still have your 900. I'm not disputing your title. All I'm saying is this right of way must be established. Your title is still valid, but to the extent of its encroachment on this right of way, that extent of encroachment, that little portion is void. So your remaining portion, you can do whatever you like with it once you observe the setback. So I'm not disputing your title, if at all you have one. All I'm saying is my right of way for this public good must be established. And it's for your own good too. Yes, Honorable has been pitching. I'm not the last authority on this. The right of way that was established, we can't doctor it. That's the honest truth. System 1 is so critical to Lagos State. I'm emphasizing it again. It's so critical to Lagos State and our drainage pattern. Other systems are not this big. And I'll repeat what I said at the beginning. In a good climb, this system will have been a Dubai Marina. Well dredged, embarked, taken care of. But we are who we are. But like I tell people, it's a point where you say enough is enough to illegality. We can't continue on this trajectory. I would say we are not developed. There's a human face to everything. That human face is this engagement. So we can let you know why it's been done. We're not doing it because we are wicked. No. No wicked people. We're all human beings. But I won't say because of this, I will now destroy the whole ecosystem to satisfy a few. I'm so sorry, Honorable. Sorry. This is not personal. If I don't do it, the house also will summon me someday when the flooding hits.
Well, that perhaps you two there with information on the demolitions. He gave a very long, lengthy explanation. And that's why I called on those of you who may be victims of what's happened, this demolitions. Because, you see, he asks very important questions. Did you have any C of O? Did you have a building permit? And I'm not going to sit here and make any excuses for anyone. I just want to hear your clear, sincere thoughts on this issue and, of course, every other issue that we're talking about. And join the conversation, 0700 993 993 993. If you're a lady, 0201 465 7190. You can join the conversation, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. Post your comments on the live stream. I want to hear from you. And if you're listening from outside of the country, by all means, join us via Skype, Nigeria Info FM. Hello.
I still remember tomorrow the case of Happy Trigger Coward policeman. Tomorrow we're going to discuss. One, Lagos-Calabar is a personal business. I support Atiku. One, Nigerians are not asking what government is asking. Who do all this thing? Number one, what is the rush? What is the rush to Lagos-Calabar? What of the concrete road of the whole federal road? Omar promised us on August last year. And they flow them bumper to bumper. What of no bypass? So I go wait for 8 years before I go travel. After sitting for it for 20 hours. I'm not talking everything about that. Now this one, they are rushing. I smell a lot. Yes, I smell okay. I smell okay. Concerning France, America, this is the time for Ona to feel all. How can I can leave out alone? Okay. It's because of the issue that Russia is in Niger and France and America want to have a base. Nigeria soldiers are capable. Forget about the army and the moon inside the army. Okay.
All right.
Understand me?
All right.
We don't want them. I don't want them.
Thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate it. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
God bless you. My name is Peter Usifu. I'm calling from Abanoja in Cotton.
Go ahead.
I want to speak on Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. Atiku and his cohort, especially most of the critics, I want to know whether they are totally against the project. Because they feel that the project is not fine at all, and we should not embark on that project.
I don't think there's at any point where Atiku said don't do the project. He said if you must do the project, he thinks that there are certain procedures that were skipped, and he's asking why. Because if we're talking about due process here, hold on. Houses are being demolished today in Lagos because due process was not followed. You listened obviously to the environment minister.
Okay.
Exactly. And if these places, these landmark areas are being broken down, of course they're saying they'll give them, compensation. Why was it allowed to be built in the first place?
Okay.
Too many questions that need answers.
Okay, let me just say my own opinion on this. I just wanted to know if there are two ways. Either that people don't like the project or they like it, but because they feel that it's corruption reading from beginning to the end. If the second answer to my question is true, that's what they believe, that project is corruption reading from beginning to the end, please let us give it a trial, a chance. Because one, it will bring Nigeria to a world.
You have 10 seconds, please.
Infrastructural map. It will bring Nigeria to a world infrastructural map, and it will create a lot of employment.
Okay.
But remember too.
All right. I have to go. I'm so sorry. Everybody has 60 seconds. I gave you 2 minutes. Hello.
Nekadu.
Yes. Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I think good Nekadu. Email. Listen, you tell me to call you. And I send me that.
You have 60 seconds.
No.
Odimma, go ahead. Your time is going now.
Okay, U.S. and France. I don't know. They are practicing racism, Yes.
How?
You know now.
I don't know.
Where come last time? Where they seal their place. Is it not the same discrimination?
Sorry, that's a totally different country from U.S. and France.
They will be giving us condition here. So let them stay their place. If we need their service, we will invite them and pay them for their service.
You need their service.
Yes, we are going their place. Let them stay their own. We need their service. We need them to assist us. They will come. Then we pay them for their service.
Okay.
For what they are doing for us.
Okay.
But for come and stay here permanent, no.
Okay.
Don't want that.
Thank you very much. Thank you for calling, Rapper. I do appreciate it. Let me read some of the messages that are coming in because of time. All right. Let me go to WhatsApp. So many messages coming in, but I'll try to do justice to all of them. This one here says Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road is full of secrecy. Why was the bidding process not public? Why the rush when we have so many abandoned existing federal roads? I can assure you that the roads will not be completed within the space of 8 years as promised. 15 trillion naira to be spent on projects on this project is another fraud, and unfortunately the National Assembly won't say anything. Please, we don't want French and U.S. military bases. These will come with a big problem for us. All places where they have been bedeviled. I beg your pardon, bedeviled, and continuous fighting and terror. Nigerian government must be sensitive. This is another form of slavery. Toby from Ikoton sent us that one. Thank you very much, Massens from Germany. I did pick that up when Obi was talking, but thank you very much. I'm so sorry I can't read that up. This one says, no matter how much papers you serve a Nigerian house owner, they will keep begging. What do you mean? My only problem is, if truly Lagos has a master plan, why allow someone build a house from the start to finish without any warning to them? That area is marked for drainage. Olushogajai. Interestingly, these are questions I would like to ask Mr. Shitu myself. I'm hoping that we can get him here for Community U Report so that he can talk to us more, because it's the same question I'm asking for. If you had this coastal plan forever, because the truth is, enforcement is really a big problem in this country. If this is a drainage, don't allow people build. Or if it was airmax for a coastal highway, don't let you took monies went into that landmark property. Monies. Why did you let it happen? Now we're dismantling these other houses in what's that area called? And of course, the owners share. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. The owners have a blame. The government does have a blame. Someone even called and said that the reason why people are cutting corners is because the process of getting the C of O or the building plan or whatever it is so excruciating. And so people, cut corners. But who collects the money for them to cut corners? Who looks the other way for them to cut corners? That's what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm moving away from that. This one says, citing of U.S. military base in Nigeria as a giant of Africa is reasonable. It will help reduce insecurity issues in the nation. Henry from Shagamu. Okay. This one says, Maryann, it is Tinubu o'clock. So it's not surprising his friends and family and political associates are benefiting from contracts. The Shigoris dynasty and Tinubus have come a long way since Eco-Atlantic days. Oil well and license is up for bidding very soon. Expect them and their interest to hold firm foot 1 or 2 lucrative oil blocks soon. Chris from Accra. Thank you, Chris. This one says it's a welcome development to only on one condition, and that is if a base will be situated in Sambisa Forest. Maybe it will return peace to northern Nigeria. That's an idea some people might be open to, This one says, every day Atiku and Obi keep bringing on different allegations in order to stop the Calabar Highway because the demolition affects some elites in Nigeria. Government has been demolishing poor people's houses without giving them notice, and people and these people are shouting now. These people that are shouting now are not there to speak for them. They should allow the poor to breathe. Okay, Olu from Badagry. This one says, Atiku said a whole lot about Calabar Lagos Coastal Highway. How come Omar High has not been attacking him the way he has been attacking Peter Obi? What is that even? This one says, it is very unfortunate that Lagos State government cannot unveil the landlord of those shanties. Rather, they're defending depending on the occupant. It's a shame. Okay. This one says I should turn on Skype. Skype is on, sir. Oh my God, are you serious? Our Skype is totally on. Let me restart it for you, okay? This is the problem. I think it's already running in the background. Okay. This one says, how can the government be so quick to destroy jobs and livelihood, yet be wasting taxpayers' money traveling the world, seeking foreign investors to come create jobs? Nii from Omoli. That question is for Ajuri, please. Uche from Songo says, Atiku is a disgruntled opposition leader. This one says, any reasonable government can't afford to allow French or American military base on her soil. The presence of these people breeds terrorism. Check out the countries that kicked them out. Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso. Nigeria should not fetch the insect-infested firewood that will cause more trouble to its already troubled peace. And this is from Merchant Man. Okay. I've got 5 minutes on the clock. I'm going to go to social media now. Let me take some of the messages on Facebook Live and, of course, on YouTube Live. So post your live comments. I would like to read from you. AB Ambo here says, I don't think it's reasonable for government to stand aloof while people run foul against the laws guiding the land acquisition before swinging into action to demolish the buildings. It reminds me of the face-off between the traffic police and road traffic offender in a cartoon I saw online some days ago. I won't be speeding if you are not hiding in the bush, says the traffic offender to the policeman. If you ask me, I think it's better to stop people from acquiring government land instead of waiting for them to start building before going to mark the buildings as unauthorized. I'm saying this because even when the buildings are unauthorized, demolitions are unauthorized. Demolitions, although it is the duty of government to pull down illegal structures, does not make a good image of the government. Of course, I heard someone say today that is this what the Sanwo-Olu administration wants to be remembered for as the demolition man? But I mean, I really don't know. There are too many sides to this particular issue. But go ahead and call me. I want to take some of these calls from Skype. So go ahead. Call me via Skype. I will take your comments. All right. Go ahead and call me. All right, let's look at this message here. I'm moving away from what's from Facebook Live. Let me go to YouTube to see if you have some comments, and of course WhatsApp again. This one says, whenever there's a discussion on the coastal road, I shiver. I have nightmares already getting into VI. The Marina corridor is a challenge. I can't imagine what we're getting into. Your friendly neighbor Molodo, he says. Azu Frank is calling us via Skype. Hello, Azu.
Hello, Maryann.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Let me talk about the demolition in Lagos State. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so this is what happens when you live a life of lie. Just look at it. Okay, now, who issued those documents to those guys? Where are the enforcers? The guys that were trying to cut corners. It's all about us. It's not about, most times I tell people, oh, the government, they are corrupt. No, the people were trying to cut corners. The people that were issuing the license were trying to cut corners. Those that are supposed to enforce it turns the other way, blind eye, because probably something went into the pocket. Now, today, what's happening? We're all crying a wolf. Or we are all now crying a wolf. The man, those moon, now you can't put the whole wahala for his head. The guy is just doing his job. Tomorrow there's going to be a flood. We're all going to suffer it. There's going to be illness. Children are going to suffer. There's going to be, some form of flus and diseases. We have to do the right things. As a people, we should not, before we point the finger at the government, let's look at ourselves. Why do we like doing this to ourselves? When we, again, living a life of lie, it go later show for our face. Yes,
absolutely.
It will settle. The dust will settle.
Yeah,
and all of us will dance that music. Let's talk about it. It's been a while.
Yes, thank you very much, Azu. Yeah. Thank you very much for calling. All right, well, I'm taking a few more of your thoughts and comments. I think I have just 2 minutes. Let me read some messages. Can I read messages? Someone says I should smile and wave when I'm reading this message, that he's watching on YouTube. Okay, thank you. I'm smiling and I'm waving. All right, this one says the West are trying to explore the weakness of our government because our leaders have no idea in developing our national security against foreign and domestic threats. Rwanda serves as an example when the West abandoned them and their faith. This is from Ifeanyi. Thank you, Ifeanyi. The question is, how much did the American base, military base, provide security for Mali and the likes? This is a question that you're asking to the wrong person, because I'm not in Mali. Can I answer that? No. This one says, I am going to read your message on X. I know, I'm coming to X. Relax. I've got very little time, so I'm going to run through all the messages that are coming in on X, okay? That's my last pot of call. This one says, let's see. Morphy says, what did the West want from Africa? Haven't they looted enough from our land? He says they should leave Africa alone. We're tired of their colonial ambitions. No more second slavery. Okay, this one says, Esther Boli says, how come most things in Nigeria is always upside down? It's only in Nigeria people will erect buildings on drainage without approval and expect government not to destroy it. Yet these structures were erected in the full glare of government officials, who in turn demolish it in the end. Who do us? If you ask me, you know who I ask. This one says, we need, okay, obviously this message is not for me, This one says, Atiku no get impetus to criticize, of course, Mr. President, until he explains how 16 billion power project and privatization were carried out. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu cannot allow France and US to have military base in Nigeria. God forbid. This is from Shegzi Edward on X. This one says, let's see. By the way, happy birthday to Kofi Bartels. It's his birthday today. I remembered because my phone reminded me, yeah, and because he's my friend. So happy birthday, Kofi. Keep some cake for me. You know I love my cake. Okay, let's see if I can read one more message before we go on the break, because this is where we're going to be wrapping things up. And on the other side of the clock, have you noticed? It looks like it's very deliberate now that there are no monies in the ATMs. No monies. It's only the POS guys that have money. Why? How? What's happening? CBN, Mr. Cardoso, and all the other banks. What's happening? Is this a plan? Is there an unwritten agreement that no more monies should be in the ATM machines? What's going on?
On the
Morning Crossfire with me, Kofi Bartels. You have the big names, the most pressing issues, and the sharpest conversations.
We must leave that place of talking into this place of doing.
Nothing are paying through their nose, and you are telling them after training they can't migrate. I will not be part of those who will give soft landing to these guys who are running the affairs of this country.
People are dying every day. In an hour, people just go in and come out and read out stories to us. Come on, Kofi.
We must step beyond the talk. We have the analysis.
Join us as we dissect the headlines, bring you exclusive interviews, and dive deep into the heart of the matter. The big conversations live here.
Join Kofi Bartels on the Morning Crossfire, weekdays 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. only on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Hey ladies, you remember
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.